an expert. Study brain plasticity. We study a study by a guy called Rosenzweig on rats, and he put some in an enriched environment and some in an impoverished environment, and the ones in the enriched environment get a brain that's 4% heavier, and I don't really understand how that can work given that you can't get any new neurons in your head. Why is the brain heavier? Why are some areas of the brain becoming bigger with certain tasks?
And that's it. And I've read that same study, and I've also read another study that sort of said that like taxi drivers,
yes,
right, learn and develop certain parts of their brain, right, because of that. So there is a theory now that what you're born with in your brain obviously isn't the final product of your brain, right? Because as you grow, particularly during the first few years of your life, your brain almost doubles in size, right? So the idea is, what people are thinking now is that, okay, if that can happen then, why can't it happen later? And so that's where we're starting to think of the fact that the brain does actually grow in size. Does it grow brand new neurons? Not really necessarily, but what it does grow is more connections, and those connections get sort of stronger. And the stronger connections mean there's more cells that grow around it. Not necessarily more neurons, but more cells that kind of can therefore pick up the information. And also, every cell, if you want to carry out and have a cell do something, it needs to be carrying out the functions of life. So it needs to be able to breathe, it needs to be able to get energy, it needs to be able to do all of those things. So if I'm making an area of my brain do that more often, I'm going to need more energy, I'm going to need more food, I'm going to need all of those things. So I'm going to need more basic cells around it to be kind of bigger and be able to carry out those functions of life better. And so that's one of the theories, is that perhaps it's not more neurons, but it's more cells around it that supply the neurons with the energy and the sort of the glucose and the oxygen in order to be able to carry out those processes.
Great, thank you.